Hi everybody, welcome to another vlog and welcome again to Moscow, Russia. And today I'm going to take you to somewhere kind of interesting. I'm sure if you've read the description, you're here watching because of that. We're going to go and actually check out the first McDonald's in Russia. Now, I actually was not there, but I was in the area a couple of days ago and didn't realize that that was actually the McDonald's. So I'm going to go back today and check it out. It's in Pushkin Square, which is about a 5-minute walk from Red Square. So it's really quite close to kind of the center of Moscow where I'm heading now. We're going to catch the bus, we're going to catch the train, and we'll be there shortly. So come along, and hopefully we'll get to taste some different McDonald's delicacies. If you're a McDonald's fan, I'm sure you realize around the world they've got fairly similar menus. But here in Moscow, they've got some kind of local favorites as well. So, by the way, it's very cold today. It's -8, but the real feel is -15. So at the moment I don't have my gloves on because I'm making this little quick intro. I'm gonna put my gloves on now, and we're gonna head on to the bus to get to the metro station. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we made it to the center of Moscow, and we're just walking up now the street towards the very famous McDonald's. I was going to try and film more in the metro, but one security guard came up to me and said, "No filming, no filming." So I said, "Oh, it's for YouTube, you know." And he probably didn't really understand fully, but I basically switched my camera off, and then here I am now. So where we actually are is about 5 minutes walk to Red Square and the Kremlin, and we're about a 5-minute walk in this forward direction to Pushkin Square, which is where we're heading. So let's keep walking and let's check out this very famous McDonald's, shall we? So just so you don't think that I'm only going to one restaurant, which I really am, this is the street just walking up to the McDonald's, which is really kind of beautiful. It's kind of early afternoon right now, but you'll see some well-known English places. There's Burger King, Krispy Kreme, and Coffee Shop Company, which are kind of very well-known worldwide. And then there's a bit of a mix of different places here, some Russian restaurants. We can just see Starbucks up ahead on the left. And yeah, it's very coldy here today. So, and there's another Gusto, I guess an Italian restaurant as well. Here is Starbucks. I'd love to translate some of the other places. There's KFC. So we could really kind of do all of the different places in one video, but we're going to stick to this very famous McDonald's. And let's keep walking. So here we are at Pushkin Square, and this is the very famous statue of Alexander Pushkin. He's considered to be basically the most famous poet and playwright in Russian history, and he has this huge square dedicated to himself. Now, probably don't get a good enough feel about how much space there is here, but back here there's more things set up, and then basically there is an 8-lane highway that crosses over to the continuation of the square on the other side of the road, and we're going to take this underpass here to get over there, and We can probably just see the golden arches over there in the distance. That's where we're heading, to the very famous McDonald's. So let's go along, and next little bit we're going to be right there. So here we are at the very famous McDonald's here in Pushkin Square. It doesn't look that big from the outside, but once we get inside, you're going to see how big the place really is. So this was the first McDonald's in Russia, opened back in 1991. There was people lining up down the streets. It was a massive, massive deal. And it still is the largest McDonald's in Russia, and it's the largest McDonald's in Europe. Now, it's not the largest in the world. I'm sure somewhere in Dubai or China has that record, but it's still a very big feat to have this large McDonald's here right in the center of Moscow. So again, we're only about a 5-minute walk to Red Square. So we're going to head on inside and check it out, and hopefully we don't have any problems making any little video, and we're going to see what we can have to eat for lunch at the same time. So walking inside, it's like a food hall with only one restaurant. It's just crazy how big the place is. Now this is just the first level. There's also an upstairs level as well. And we'll just kind of walk through here, just get an idea of where we are. This is the counters where you pick up the food. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 14 servers. So, yeah, it's a big place. Alright, we'll do a bit of a spin around, and we're going to check out the whole place where we are. Everybody's super rugged up, but they're all happy to be inside because it's nice and warm. So, yeah. This is the very famous McDonald's that was the first one in Russia. So, it's a little bit more modern than what it used to be, but this is the place where people lined up for hours on end to have themselves the Big Mac in McDonald's in Moscow. So let me get myself something to eat. So very similar to most other McDonald's in the world, they have the order system where you have a look at the screen. So I'm 887, and it's going to come up very soon. So this is not too different to any other McDonald's you'll visit. It's just the world's biggest it's the biggest McDonald's in Europe and the biggest McDonald's in Russia. Okay, so I got my order now, and basically it's a very similar McDonald's meal to anywhere in the world. One of the things that's changed a lot in the last 5 years coming to Moscow is originally they never used to have like Big Mac meals. So you just have to get your burger, your fries and your drink separately. Now they've really embraced getting a Big Mac meal. So basically when you pay for it, you get everything as a package. And because McDonald's is fighting very heavily with Burger King, with KFC, in terms of getting the customers, they're really kind of pushing down the price as well. So the Big Mac meal that I got today was only 180 rubles, which is around about less than $4 US. So it's very cheap to come for lunch or dinner here. And just judging by how many people are actually here, obviously it's a very busy place. Now the only big difference I got with my Big Mac meal is I got wedges instead of fries. So I'm not sure if there's wedges at other McDonald's. I don't go to every McDonald's in the world, but I thought this one was appropriate to come here because it was so easy from where I live to get here and to come for lunch. So I'm going to enjoy these wedges. They're nice, they're warm. Probably should have got some sauce though. I forgot to get sauce, but it's okay. So I'm going to enjoy my meal, and we're going to have another walk around the restaurant when we're finished. So one of the other attractions of this McDonald's is it has the McCafe, which is super, super busy. And they have really nice cakes and danishes. Definitely a lot nicer than they look in Australia. So, and the coffee shop has real teapots, which is kind of cool. They don't have the kind of takeaway style cups. So you get the actual teapot when you get your drink your cup of tea, or tea for two. So yeah. Alright, we're going to walk through one last time and take a look. So it actually is over 2 levels, so there's kind of like a mezzanine level upstairs. But the trouble you've got when you walk around here is, of course it is very busy because it's the busiest McDonald's, but just the sheer amount of people here and trying to find somewhere to actually sit once you've got your meal. One of the things in Moscow is you basically find your table first, then you go to order the meal. So, and literally every table is full, which is just, and there's the other level going up there, and we're going to just walk out of the exit from the beginning here. But it's really kind of just crazy how busy this place is. So when I was actually looking up some of the information about this, because when I was at the counter ordering my meal, one other lady who was waiting sort of interrupted and said, "Oh, it's not the largest in Russia." I'm like, well, yeah, according to the reference, it's the largest McDonald's in Russia. It's also the busiest McDonald's in the whole world. So yeah, I would not have known that it's the busiest in the whole world, but just looking at the amount of people here, the busiest McDonald's in the whole world. So, there you go. You're world famous now.
Thank you.
Alright, we're going to head outside. Everyone's afraid to go out the door. You wonder why, because it's super cold. This is the outside view of the McDonald's from the street. One thing that's kind of quite noticeable is just above it is residential apartments. So it's kind of quite funny. They've got these sort of much older buildings right here on the main street. And then there's this kind of probably Soviet era apartments right behind, or sort of built at the back of the restaurant. Now it doesn't look that big from the outside, but once you're inside, that kind of split level is quite deceiving how big it is. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this sort of walk around. We're going to head back towards Red Square and head home. Let's see if we can get any footage at Red Square, shall we? Being Christmas time, we might see some Christmas lights on the way, so stick around. So I didn't have to walk more than a few meters from the McDonald's, and I came across my first kind of Christmas house. I'm not sure, it's a 2-story building, it's huge, and there's millions and millions of fairy lights on it. Kind of a bit of a contrast to the road here with the traffic, but it's a pretty cool house with the fairy lights on there. Just thought I'd sort of add that one straight away because it's a pretty cool building. So we're just now walking up the walkway towards the middle of Red Square. Now I've kind of put this on a little bit of a darker mode so you can get an idea of the lights. Also the church bells here are ringing. That's GUM department store right there on the left hand side. And you'll start seeing appearing on the right the walls of the Kremlin. We'll lighten up a little bit now because we're coming out of the shadows. And being that it's pretty much December as of tonight, there we go. Let's see a little bit better view there of the Kremlin. And this is the very famous ice skating right here in the center of Red Square. We might go a little bit closer to have a look at it and check out GUM there lit up. It's actually a lot brighter than what it looks in the video. So there we have the very famous Christmas tree right here in Red Square. And just off to the right, we're going to see here the ice skating rink, which pretty much in the last 2 weeks they've been constructing this. I was here 2 or 3 weeks ago when they had a big military exhibit here, and this is now here for the month of December. So they have hourly sessions where you can come and do public skating. It's a public rink. Obviously there's an entry fee to get in and get out. You can bring your own skates, you can rent the skates right there as well. And you can see a lot of people here tonight. I'm not sure, I think this is the first night that this has been open, I'm pretty sure. So I came a few days ago and there wasn't anything lit up here, so... And then the red walls of the Kremlin. So yeah, very cool. Well, I think the session's just ending. I'm not sure what time it is, but looks like now is the end of the session. Everyone's just about to come off the rink. They bring out the ice skating machine that cleans the ice, and then they start again on the next session. So there we go. And here we are at the Christmas markets, right here in the middle of Red Square, and it is very cool. There's a lot of people. There are a lot of people here. Everybody's getting photos. Everybody's taking photos with famous icons. They've got the rides for children. There's people dancing and singing. So just walking around here, it's definitely doesn't make you feel like it's Christmas here in Moscow. Everybody's smiling, everybody's happy, people taking photos, kids on the rides, lots of places to get coffee and hot food. There's people sort of cooking food, there's characters here to get your photos with as well. It's definitely a nice atmosphere right in the middle of Red Square now. These are the very famous steps and cobblestones of Red Square that are so very well walked on. I mean, it's a very nice spot to be tonight. It's really not even that late tonight. It's getting dark here at around about 4 p.m. So by the time you come out now, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, you can get out, you can get around, and you can get home still. So I thought that's really cool. There's a very big merry-go-round here as well. Okay, so we're heading home now. We've had a walk around Red Square here and checked out the Christmas market. We went to the very famous McDonald's in Pushkin Square, and we're just heading home now. We're heading to the metro, and I'm going to make this the very last part of the video. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Let's get out of the shadows here and into the light. Alright, so just as I walk down the last part of Red Square, lots and lots of people here tonight. It's kind of, I guess everybody's come to see the Christmas, what do you call it, a Christmas fair? I'm not sure. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed watching the vlog, and I hope you enjoy watching these videos of me in Moscow. Again, this is a cruise ship vlog, cruise ship channel, but while I'm not on the ship, I'm trying to come up with creative videos for everybody to watch, and I thought today's was really cool. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and maybe post a comment, maybe put a suggestion of somewhere else that I can go around Moscow to make a video. And so, yep, there we go. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications of new videos so you'll be the first to watch them.
Hello.
And I'm not going to make this again. This is my one take because my hands are freezing, by the way. So yeah, so thanks for watching. If you haven't watched videos before, hope you enjoyed it, And I'll see you next time for the next vlog from Moscow, Russia. Bye, everybody. Bye.